they would go back over to second place in the standing. So despite them being coming up from the Season 2 Academy, they're actually they've been performing very, very well so far. So yeah, if they're able to get that win, I mean, hey, take that second place to take what you got, and I'd be extremely happy with that kind of result and taking that second place over, especially all these other teams that are in this bracket. There's a lot of insane teams here. So we have finally loaded in. We got Feej on the Blight here. And we got a pretty standard build with the Eruption, Pop goes the Weasel, and Turn Method Pocket, of course, Corrupt Intervention as a staple perk. And we got Axe Kitty, Chariot, Zinshao, and S on the side of the Survivors. Feej going down toward the cross-section Wayne, trying to find who is going to cross over to the top side. Looks like the Survivors are able to stealth out just a little bit, but we do catch out. I believe this is X Kitty toward the side of the map. And oh, we swing through. We heard the pallet drop and predicted that which side they were on. And they are trying to beeline it towards Shaq, not quite able to make it over there. It does triple bump, but it still is able to get the down onto Axe Kitty. That was insanely fast down, and we're in the basement already. This is a phenomenal start here for Feed Smunk.
It's an insane start. Like that M1 tag there on that pallet by mid was really well thought out. And then, of course, we just saw like the very first rush he takes afterwards is just a phenomenal flick there onto Aski, getting that down in the basement on the bottom side of the map here. And it's just a really explosive, strong start here for our Blight player for Longbottom. But looking around at the generators themselves, the top side gens are pretty split here. If anything, I'd wager that these two generators in mid are true mid gens, and it is absolutely in our best interest to hold that bottom side of the map because those gens down there are very heavily clustered together. So once we do get the unhook on Axe Kitty, which has happened just now, we're going to need him to haul us all the way up to main. Now, we do have those 15 seconds of BT to help us get there, but next patch it's going to be 10, Lamau, point and laugh, but for now, it is still 15 seconds of haste and BT, but it seems that Axe Kitty's instead opted to go to corner map here, which I think is very peculiar. I thought would have fully expected him to just send it straight down mid, and unfortunately, we're getting M1 mind game by the 110 at the God Rock, and there'll be Axe Kitty with a express to the never mind, an express decisive strike actually into the shoulder of Fuge, as once again trying to play this part here, but he can just zone break it if he wants to, but no, he's going to go for the Blight play, and then after just 2 token usage, that is decisive strike gone and dusted for the game. And Axe Kitty, once again, as I was saying, an express delivery right onto the basement hook once more, and it's looking real dire for ImO here. We do pop one gen. We see Ace and Zinshao there cranking away probably at the top side of the map there, just getting one gen out the way. But you still got to start working these generators over by the bottom. You've got to start breaking it up. It's not really that good that... Oh, that was 2 different gens, actually, both at the top. I thought that was a double. My apologies. I wasn't familiar with your game, but unfortunately, that does still mean all these bottom gens are still clustered together and have bugger all progress. We nearly got a swing there onto Taeyong. S playing the Taeyong there, but unfortunately didn't quite make it. We did bump into that wall there, but still able to get the pop eruption on the generator there and hold the choke. We know that all survivors are on the choke, so we're just going to play it super safe. They're getting using 3 tokens there to get a tag onto S. I would not be surprised if during that cast we did have Ace rotate down towards the bottom side of the map. I'm hoping that they were able to sneak down, but I think Fuge is, oh no, we actually caught out Ace right there, so there's no possible way that someone's on that other side of the map, although we do see Jake working a generator, that's Zinshao. The generator already still has progress, so it would be the erupted generator sitting over there, but Fuge here, just more than comfortable, just to chill out in the choke, watch them all run down, and try and force their hand a little bit to make a mistake here that will play it out in his favor, and it looks like S committing to a, just crossing all the way down here. I'm expecting this as we do have a medkit in our hand. This might be a deli play, and instead of tagging, we're actually just rushing past S to go for a body block. A very smart play from Feature here, as he knows that if he does give S the tag, that will allow him enough time to rotate down to get the pull into Axe Kitty, but he knew that, well, if I just don't tag him and just go for a bit of a body block and position myself in such a way, he's not going to be able to get that, and we do interrupt the high prog gen as well, going to get tagged into Ace in the process. Chariot there, just going to be rotating away, and we also find Jake Park, Mr. Zinshao, going for the pallet stun and the beamer as well, applying the champion alive, slowing down Feature here quite a good bit, but it's looking real dicey for ImO here, Peaches.
Yeah, especially with the 2 gens that popped. It was really good that they got those 2 gens popped for that second chase onto for Axe Kitty, but all of them were on the top side. And as you pointed out earlier, I mean, all of our gens are basically mid to bottom. So I mean, if Peach really wanted to, they could just kind of just proxy around that area and just catch out anyone they want and get that chase down fast. And if they get that hook in that, like, in between the bottom and mid area, we could potentially see the 4K3, but Fiji opting to go for this chase all the way toward 10, using the environment to make Fiji bump a little bit more. We get the eruption value. We see the aura of Chariot trying to go. Look at them, you trying to go toward 5, trying to go as far bottom as possible. They know that Feet is on their heels. And yeah, we see the scratch marks, we see him going toward 5. We get the pallet drop, and I think we'll just go for the break, but Feet, seeing that aura, that applies so much pressure onto the side of the survivors, and just cleaning up the area a little bit, cleaning up some of these pallets and breaking them. And yeah, we'll get this down onto Cherry with a nice M1 forcing locker though, so at least we won't be in a slugging in a slug match. But yeah, we will get this nice hook onto Chariot, and we know we can take the hook, and we don't have to worry about dropping them because we see the pickup onto Zinchao and the full reset. So we know that no generators are currently being worked on. So Peter would be happy with going back to the top side. And yeah, look at that. We now have eyes on both of our survivors top side. One going toward the 1 side, one going toward the 11 side. And this is looking more and more like a 4K3. If I had Gander, Feature would go for the M1, rush back over to the hook, or at least try to catch out S, get that injure. And I believe we're seeing the 4K3. I know the third generator was really close to popping at one point or another, but yeah, look at that. Rushing all the way toward the bottom. And we get this hit. Yes, we do, although that will give them enough pace to get the unhook onto Chariot before they go to second. But again, we're just going to follow it up with a nice M1 onto S, and it looks like we are going to tunnel out Chariot as well. Not going for the pick on S, not securing the fresh hook quite yet. Chariot trying to make it to the most top side as possible away from these generators, but at this point, I don't think it matters because, I mean, all we have to do is find Zinchao, and I don't know if Unbreakable was revealed quite yet on any of these survivors. No, it was on I think it was on Axe Kitty, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was
That's
on
hardcore.
Axe Kitty. Yeah, and now we get the down on Zinchao, and yeah, that's the 4K3 here, Smunk. That is a phenomenal result here for Longbottom.
It is very exceptional result. Fiji played this extremely well here. Of course, he knows not to hook S. S having the med kit. He's assuming he's Delhi, so it's a very safe bet just to not hook him just yet because he will just be able to, unhook himself. So we might just have to watch him bleed out a little bit until Zinchao goes to say, oh no, we are just taking the hook onto S, which is very impressive, very interesting. Oh no, I think when the hook happens, even if you have Delhi and everyone's on the hook, you just go second stage anyway. So I don't think you can use Delhi if it's last hook. My apologies. Lacking basic DBD knowledge wouldn't be me, but my bad. Yeah, you can't use it because everyone's dead. I'm a fool in a man's body. But very well played from Fiji here. He's got to be happy with that result there. Getting out 4K3 for Longbottom.
You just got to try and go for the Tycon, or if not the Tycon, at least turn this into a moral victory of some sort, get the best result possible. Because, I mean, anything can happen. We've seen some crazier results being beat before, but IMO is definitely, like, Zinchao from IMO is going to really need to be on top of their bump logic, on top of their hits. They got to get the tunnel out ASAP. There's so much that's going to be asked of Zinchao to possibly even get this Tycon. I mean, the build, I mean, I think it's almost the exact same, except instead of the turn back the clock, we see the Call of Brian instead, but it's still a pretty standard Blight build. Rushing our way toward the top side, trying to start the chases immediately. We see Kana cleansing a totem to try and get that, what is that called? The inner strength, trying to get so you can heal in the lockers here, looking around the 10 side, not seeing any survivors, no scratch marks, no nothing, not holding the checkpoint like Feech did in the previous trial. I think helped him quite a lot. So I think that will buy a lot of time for the survivors to cross over to the bottom. We see the scratch marks going into 3. No eyes quite yet. So I believe this is Backy. We've got Backy over here toward the bottom mid. Trying to go for the palace, and not quite able to connect but we will go for the pallet break instead. And yeah, we're taking the chase right into that, like, the open generators, so no corruptor around these generators. So this is a good spot for Xin Xiao to take this chase. And we go for the shack pallet, we drop it, we go for the break, and expecting that they went around 5, did not go around 5, instead went towards 7, trying to get these rushes, trying to get the first injury onto Baki, trying to get this game going, and we are not quite able to connect. We get the pallets done instead, and the pallet breaks, so we'll be losing some of our tokens. That will buy enough time for Baki to make it to this 8 filler pallet here. And so far, oh my gosh, are they triple splitting a generator? I'm sorry, they are absolutely sorry, not triple splitting. They're tripling a single generator. So that is a strategy that you can do for sure against the Blight. And it was one of those middle ones, so I can understand why they did it, but yeah, they just want to get this gens knocked out of the way and get to the next match. You get the M1 onto Baki, following up with the dashes and trying to go for the blind with the firecracker, but not quite able to blind. So we'll see our first hook. And yeah, I mean, this is a basement hook though, so this is too terrible for Xin Xiao, but these chases need to be cut down a lot shorter here.
Yeah, definitely. Baki having a really good first chase there, setting up the pieces for his team to really get a good result here. And it looks like Fija and Kan are also doubling a gen, while Miji seems to be getting in position for a potential save. Actually, no, they're splitting 2 different gens. They're just doing them at the same time. Yeah, Miji here trying to stealth into a position to get a save here, but it's a little bit hard because we are kind of just stuck behind the choke there. Also, of course, our Delhi player there as well. So ideally we get the Delhi. Basement hook's a bit unfortunate, but Xin Xiao has pushed up all the way to top side here, giving Miji a window to get that unhook onto Baki for free. We are just going to be applying our Eruption Pop and Call of Rhyme, by the way. We aren't bringing turn back to Clocky on the side of Xin Xiao. We're opting in for a full gen kick build with Call of Rhyme as one of our backup perks here, which gives us a good little bit of information in addition to its naturally faster regression. I'm curious to see if Lay Waste, one of the new perks coming with the Judgment, would be an interesting substitute for a build of this sort where you remove Call of Rhyme in favor of something like Lay Waste. But Miji going in for the pull here. I think he's going to have to try and do a 1-for-1 because he just left it to a little bit too late, I think, to get a free save there onto Baki, unfortunately. So while we do get another gen done in the background, it will cost another stage onto Baki. Kanna's gen is about just over the halfway mark too. We know that Miji is lurking and stalking around here where you least expect us, and Chet's going to try and sniff out that Delhi player as soon as possible. But he's currently in the WinCon right now. Was it 4K? No, it's 4K3 WinCon. So we're in the PyCon right now, actually. My apologies. As we continue a chase onto Miji here, keeping an eye out behind us in case Fija is going to be going for any sort of cheeky pulls onto Baki while we're committing to a chase onto Miji. Miji with the fantastic piling there, actually, able to wrap around that little dumpster filler there. Dumpster filler, I meant like, it's a garbage pile, not like a literal garbage, whatever, man. He did a really good loop there, man. Nice running around the rock. And just, he was able to make it back in time here, Xin Xiao, to somewhat interrupt the save here, but he's going to have to try and take a tag there onto Fija, as he's not going to be able to get the tag otherwise onto Baki. He might be able to get the down, but no, he's able to make it to the window, and he's just looking to potentially get a body block onto Baki to wait out the BT, but we know something that he doesn't, and that's that Baki is a dead hard player, so he's going to be able to hit that dead hard, hopefully anyway, we're on pink, keep in mind. So let's see if Xin Xiao's got the patience to wait out a potential dead hard from Baki. I'm sure he expects it. He's using every one of his rushes, going for the swing there, not getting hit through the pallet is Baki. He's actually managing to get that stun there, and breaking it this way does force Baki down into a position where he's got a lot less distance on Xin Xiao to make it towards the mid area here, where there is quite a few resources. We go for the swing there. Baki, unfortunately, not quite able to hit the dead hard there, so he will be out of the trial right now. But no, he's DS. He's not dead hard. I'm losing my mind, Peaches.
We've all been there. It is all good. And also just one thing we point out with that third gen popping, that is the set win for Longbottom as well. So now Xin Xiao is just playing for the moral victory. If we can still 4K in this position, I think Xin Xiao can be happy with a result like that going into their set pick of Nurse on Coal Tower 1. So yeah, we'll play this out to get the best result possible. Catching out Feej over here at 4, going for the nice chambers of light blind and go for the pallet break. Trying to make their way over to 3, which I think they do make it, especially with that hindrance. Holy crap, that lasted extremely long. They are able to make it, and we do call on them for a body block in the form of Miji, able to help them get to a little bit stronger of a tile. They do make it over towards the window and get the window ball, and now we're focused our chase onto Miji instead of Feej. And I don't think there's a whole lot left that Miji can use around here. We have, of course, if we were able to connect it to main, and we just fought this right in front of Xin Xiao.
The plot twist set force and the pickup on the Midgie, of course, we see Baki picked up there in the background too. Of course, the idea some breakables, so he's able to pick himself back up, getting the reset there as well. And he's heading all the way back down the map here to our little regen on the shack side. Cannon about to pop a generator there, and I think it was this gen that we were interrupting. We have the pop that we should probably be applying. Cannon's our dead hard player. Now that my brain has started working and dusting off some of the cobwebs it collected in that intermission, my apologies. But kind of also taking the window that we don't have Shack Pilot available to us, so we're just going to be playing the window game right now. But a bit awkward here to play around this window as Blight, but just going to be fatiguing in that same spot that we started our rush, and Baki has done a really good job of making a good bit of distance between himself and Xin Xiao. Xin Xiao should be getting his Blight rush back right about now, and then, ooh, I was going to say potentially a stun, but no, the flare there from Canna ducking back into the forward lane. Xin Xiao absolutely expected him to wrap around the wall tightly there to go back towards the power, but no, didn't quite work out in his favor, dodging that tag, and we see the Call of Brime coming into play here as well, giving us a little bit of information that someone is cranking away at this motor. Unfortunately, a couple of back bumps there, bit of awkwardness from the Blighted Killer. But we do find someone over here at the shack. I don't actually know who this is. It might be Fuge, but we don't really know here just yet. They've kind of eluded us completely. An excellent stealth from whoever this was. Even I don't know. But regardless, it's going to be occupying a good bit of Xin Xiao's time, but no, we have clocked in. It is Midgie here at this fella tile, but with a couple of rushes, we should be able to get an injury, but our rushes aren't that clean, but we do get the injury on the final one, thankfully, a tag onto Midgie, and he will just be taking that tag and that extra speed all the way up to top side of the map. That gen is so low progress, and we can see Xin Xiao checking over his shoulder to make sure that no one's sneaking in to pop that generator while he's not looking, but Midgie has access to this entire mid area of these loops, so it gives him a good bit to play around here, and I think he just ducked it behind Xin Xiao as he was rushing past there, going to be mid-involving that T-wall as well, heading on over to another window that connects the matchstick tiles. This actually isn't a bad setup at all. Kanna also ducking in for a protective hit take there to buy Midgie a little bit more time to hopefully maybe he might have adrenaline or something. I don't really know, but just going to be taking that tag there. No adrenaline, I'm silly, but we do pop that final gen, so the doors are now powered. Just going to be slugging Midgie as well. He wasn't able to get his plot twist off in time, which would have been a great boon if he was able to force that, so he could force the pick, but picking anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And looking around, I think we do have split doors to the benefit of Longbottom here, but at the moment, 4 stages too fresh, not too great for the Blighted Killer here, Beaches.
Yeah, not the greatest result, and yeah, we're just gonna be right in front of them. I think I'm experiencing a spectator bug unless they actually are face camping them. Yeah, I am expecting the spectator bug, but still, yeah, too fresh 5 stages if we do decide to secure this, or if the survivors try to go for this. I mean, that's not the best result to get, but of course you are facing off against the survivors of the Longbottom, which have been performing phenomenally this entire season here. So it's not, I guess, unexpected, but definitely not the result they're looking for, especially going into your set pick of Nurse on Cold Tower 1. It looks like they are actually trying to go in for the save. They want to get everyone out the door. They want Midgie out, and they want to get the 2 fresh 4-stage results. So they're swarming Xin Xiao like sharks in the water. We get the injury onto Feed. We get the Baki able to get the unhook onto Midgie. Are they able to pass through? I didn't see where Midgie's at. Is Canna here for the bottle? Yes, Canna is here to get down Mr. President, protect Baki just a little bit, and we have who is this? Is Midgie? Yeah, Midgie and Baki in the back trying to just help out their survivors just a little bit longer, and we do get the down onto them. Are we gonna get the pick? We do get the pick, and we get the blind. No, wait, we didn't get the blind. We did not get the blind. We get the we are able to secure the hook onto Kana, so we have the three fresh 5 stages, and not quite able to connect the blind again. We get another down onto Baki. What is this? Turn of events. We hit the tree and said, do we go for the pick on Baki? No, we want to get more stages on the board. We get the down onto Midgie as well. We're going to chase after Kana. No, we're going to get the pick onto one of these survivors. We see the flash, and it looks like we're going to be staying right here in between both these survivors, waiting to see where they're trying to do the flashlight save. We get the hook onto Baki. That is them leaving the game. We have 3 fresh 6 stages. Are we going to go for the pick on Midgie? Not quite yet, because we have 2 survivors that are in reach of this pallet. No, they didn't get to the pallet quite on time, so we could get another tunnel out in the form of Midgie. So getting that 3 fresh 7 stages, a lot better than the 2-4 or the 2-5, and I believe Canada is making their way toward the hatch, or at least, trying to make their way out the door, and yeah, this is a lot better of a result to go for. Welcome back, everyone. We are on to our second set, Nurse on Cold Tower 1. This is ImO's pick, so we'll see them on the Killer first. And just to give a recap of the previous set, in case you missed it, the first set went to the side of Longbottom. It was a 4K 3-2, I believe it was 3 fresh 7 stage result. Quite the one-sided game, but of course that was not IMO's pick, so on paper it was supposed to go to Longbottom anyway. So now we are on to, I would assume, to be a more comfortable pick for IMO. This is their set. This is the nurse. This is the one that they picked, and it looks like we caught out someone pretty early. And I believe this was Fiji. No, it is Midgie. We get a very nice early first tag on there, and if we're able to double up with this, this would be a very, very fast down, and I think that's exactly what we're gonna see. No, we see Midgie with the light, able to just barely escape the grasp of Zinxiao, able to make it over toward Shaq, and it making a ton of distance and cutting that line of sight, which is exactly what you need to do against the nurse. Although it looks like they were just W keying it all the way over to the 7 corner, which is a good death spot, is far away from the gens. And oh my gosh, we were able to completely do a U-turn and make our way toward 6, trying to make our way to 5, but we're going back to 7. Midgie taking Zinxiao back and forth between the all the corners of the map and going back over to 7, make it back over to 6, trying to go for a second blink, not quite able, canceling it, going over to the edge of 6, making it to a pallet, trying to play for the stun, maybe no, we go back toward the edge map, and finally, after going every which way, we finally get the down onto Midgie. But with that chase, you can see Fiji and Kana doubling a generator for that chase. So very, very well played by the survivors, and very nice chase by Midgie, but also good stuff by Zinxiao, finally getting that first down and hook in the basement.
Unfortunately, struggling to get ourselves out of the basement a little bit, but we do manage to crawl our way out. We get that one generator done over the, I think it was like middle-ish in the background there, a little bit of a basement hook there onto Midgie too. But having a flick through here, looks like we're just starting our other generators too. Backy in a prime position there to go for a deli. He's very far away from the basement hook. The Zinxiao is anyway, and just trying to spot out anyone who might be working some generators. We have the classic, main building 3-gen here on the coal tower, which is a little bit bit spicy versus the nurse, because of course you can just blink straight up to the top of main building. She doesn't really need to worry about having to actually go into main building and then maneuver up the stairs and everything. But just going to be using a turn back the clock there on that generator over by 11, then rotating back over to our basement hook. We see the hook coming through onto Midgie in the background there too. Given that he is our obsession, I'm going to take a wild assumption here and just say he's a dead hard player for the nurse set. Keep in mind, once again, this is a ping set, so it's going to be rather difficult for him to hit this dead hard by Zinxiao now, just kind of shadowing Midgie a little bit here. Going for a swing through the pallet, getting that BT tag there, stunned at the same time, however. Midgie in not a great position though, because that was a 1 blink down, and that will be a down onto Midgie. Unfortunately, not able to make usage of his potential dead hard, or he has DS, is what I meant to say. DS coming through there, he buys himself a little bit more time, goes to the vault there as well. Why would he have dead hard? He has lives, you absolute fool. By going for a blink towards his feet, throwing the cracker as well, and he's just fatiguing right now, going for a bit of a safety blink. Midgie kind of just making a man out of a molehill there. He probably should have died in that situation, but now he's just running the edge map here over by Shaq, just staying where he's very much can just hang around here and just more than comfortable to die and go back in the basement if need be, while Fiji and kind of work. I think it was 11 and main being worked on. There goes main right now. 11 got turned back the clock, so it'll probably be very close to being done in about, I'd say, 15 seconds or so. But second stage there for Midgie, DS used as well. There goes the 11 gen, just as I predicted. And I wouldn't be surprised if this entire time Backy has just been cranking away at a different gen entirely. But we don't really have 3 generators that we can reliably patrol near our basement hook here, and these are all fairly split. We have this gen that's just going to ride at the moment next to this gate here. That is decently progressed as well. It was probably the generator that Backy was working, that we can kind of, we can pretend it's a 3-gen and make ourselves feel better about the situation, but ultimately, we just kind of forced to sit on this hill here and proxy camp Backy until either someone goes in for the save or he dies. Bit of a slow sort of pace of the match so far, I'd say, Peaches.
Yeah, and just barely getting very couple last seconds of Pompo's Weasel there, and I guess you could call this a 3. I'll just realize that this is not really much of a 3 gen. I mean, it is closer than most gen splits, but I think at this point, hello, Kana, going straight into the arms of Zinxiao there. That was the FTP onto Midgie there, but I think at this point in the game, given the gen spread and given that we can't find Midgie, so we can't turn this to a 3v1, I think we start going for our freshes, because I think at this point we should be realizing that one of these gens is going to pop. I mean, given the gen spread and how far away they are, and I mean, we might be able to buy a little bit of time with that, with our perks eruption, turn on the clock, and pop goes the weasel. But yeah, I think it's safe to go for the freshes. Get the highest amount of stages that we can get, so we can set up a lot better of a win con when we swap sides. So taking the chase onto Feej again, Feej running straight into the arms of our killer with Xinqiao trying to go with the mid lane, following it up. Can we follow up the second one? Not quite able to, playing inside of main, but eventually I think we will get the tag onto them right behind main, and I don't think there's anyone around. Xinqiao is suspecting that maybe someone is around, but no, we do get the pick, and we will hook them over here around this 1 and 2 area. But look at that, the Backy's gen is almost about to pop in. Yeah, I think it's gonna pop in Xinqiao's face. Yeah, it's like right where Xinqiao was trying to go to. This is a very fast game for the survivors. I could have sworn we were here. I blinked and it was gone. Well, technically the nurse blinked, but you know what I mean. So I guess the best survivor to go for now is trying to find Becky. They're the fresh shook. They're worth the most. And although we do see Canna, they're not exactly the target that we want. They are still worth some. They're still worth some stages. So I think we can be happy with going. Hey, we hit the Denard even on the ping. Very well played by Canna. Can we get any body blocks? Anyone to help Canna out? Can Miji come in? Maybe since they are the death hook, they are worth the least. They can come in and maybe help them out. Or are we gonna go for a hatch play? Playing the edge map 5 here, or I guess edge map 6. Although I think Xinqiao might be able to just follow it up with a couple of flanks, or just go for the M1. No, try and go for the window, and oh my god! What is this turn of events? We suspected that Cannon would vault through the window at Shaq, but we fake it and we teleport inside Shaq, and we drop the pallet on their head, although it results in a stun. I'm sorry, that interaction was extremely confusing. And did that buy enough time for Canada to make it out the gate? I don't think so. No, this gate over here at 3 is not open. I think he went to the wrong one. He went to the wrong gate, but will they be able to make it to Shaq? I don't believe so. What exhaustion perk did they have? It's this is dead hard. Maybe if they are able to get their exhaustion back, they can maybe get some sort of bounce landing back. But wait, did we lose her? No. Smoke, don't tell me. Did we lose Canada?
Xinqiao might have lost Canna just a little bit, but he is injured and also leaving scratch marks and loud noise certification everywhere, so we've re-locked in on Canna. He's trying to head down to Shaq's side, but unfortunately he's been caught out in the middle of the map, and that will be a down onto Canna. So he will be meeting his grim end here, and I believe this is 6 stages, 3 fresh in total. So I'm not a nurse expert by any means, right? This is very much a killer that I stray away from, both in pubs and in competitives. Not really something that I... Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OSL. This is Season 6, Day 2, ImO versus Longbottom. In case you missed it, we did see Longbottom take the Blight set very handsomely, and now we've also seen the survivors put up quite the fight in the first half of the nurse, but now it is Backy's time to shine on the nurse here this evening here. And we know that Backy's a good nurse. It's no secret at all, but it's going to be up to ImO to try and beat out their own killer's result, where they got 6 stages. I think it was 6 stages, 3 fresh, if I'm not mistaken. So that does mean that our survivors here, it is cool. That does mean our survivors here will need to either do 6 stages, 2 fresh, or 5 stages in order to win here. 5 stages will probably be like the more sensible way to play our event. Unfortunately, getting a tag very quickly there onto Axe Kitty through the window there. That's also our lives. So we're going to be lighting back into our corrupt intervention, making a little bit less distance because we did kind of have to run back into the nurse a little bit. And with another follow-up blink there, Axe Kitty already on the ground right in front of the basement. This is an explosive start here for Backy. And really setting him off to the races for this set here. And looking at the build, I think it's 1-for-1 the exact same build. It's an excellent build for Nurse here. And instead of opting in for a basement hook here, we're actually going for a more mid hook where we can patrol our generators a little bit more. It does look like it wasn't live. It was Overcome actually on Taeyong there. We also have DS as well as Self-Care, which is a really peculiar combo I haven't really seen before on a Nurse set here, Peaches.
It is definitely an interesting combo to see here. We do see a very, very fast unhook. Despair getting an unhook on Axe Kitty. It looks like we'll just be happy with taking our down on Despair. We don't necessarily have to go for the tunnel now. Backing can just go hook to hook, survivor, wherever they want to. Like I said, I mean, they only need a couple more stages. This is the second stage, so, and we want an even better hook position. I mean, this is the classic 3-gen of 10 main and 1, and it's right smack dab in the middle. So even if any of these chases do go a little longer than Becky wants, they can just happily patrol this little area, patrol the hook, and see what other survivors are around here. And speaking of, we do see one of the survivors here is Xinqiao, our previous nurse player, playing the edge map of 1. I believe they're the one that were working on this generate 1, trying to put a lot of pressure on there, and now being in chase, and oh, very nice injured by Baki, getting very nice blink, and yeah, we should be happy with taking this chase. Like I said, it's 3 fresh, 6 stage result previously, so getting that 3rd fresh is always good, and a very nice follow-up blink to get the down onto them, but not quite wanting to go for them. I think Becky just is happy with getting even more pressure on the map. We find Despair getting unhooked by, I believe that was S that got the unhook. I didn't see which one that did it, but they were able, with this distance, with their BT haste, and they are able to make it over to Shaq, and we force Becky into the basement. Very well played by Despair. Having a blink down there, buying a little bit of time. We get the pickup onto Zinshao, and we're going to see the reset, but eventually Becky is able to follow up with a down onto Despair, but very well played nonetheless here, Smunk.
Noob down. We got shoved into the basement. Unfortunate, but we do get the down to Despair anyway, and we have so much pressure on the end of the survives. We have 3 hooks total, 1 on Executive, 2 on Despair now, and with our tunnel out right in front of the main building here, it's a prime position for Baki in terms of applying pressure around the map while we have Despair cooking the hook here. We have this high prog 1 generator too. I think this is in Shao as well on the Jake Park. Looks like Baki's opting for a tag before the kick before the tag. We apply our pop eruption on that generator there, and it looks like Zinshao is just kind of creeping around the edge map here. And we do see a very quick rip there onto Despair. We get the 1 tag with the 1 blink onto Zinshao. Because it was only just 1 blink, we should be able to get a follow-up blink, and that's 2 right off the rip. A clean 2 tap there onto Zinshao, and there should be another mid-map hook there. But we see S in the background there. I believe that's Will Make It. Getting Despair nice and healthy, so no tunnel out just yet. We're going to have to work a little bit harder for that, but if Becky's lucky, he should be able to clock Despair at any moment now. We see a gen over there by the Jack popping in the background too, but again, we have so much pressure around this main building 3 gen that it's going to take a quite... that was a very interesting way of parlaying S, but we do get the tag into S anyway, and because there's only 1 blink, we get to come back and get another tag into Despair, who's our Death Hook survivor, by the way, so a bit of a unfortunate decision there from our Dwight, but we also get the follow-up down too, just hitting blink after blink after blink after blink is Baki, but the beamer from nowhere! That would have been Axe Kitty for sure. Maybe, perhaps S. I don't actually know who has the beamer, but that was disgusting. It was actually Zinshao freshly off the hook there, getting that beamer save on Despair, keeping him in the game just a little bit more. But we've also just completely lost Despair. I think this might be his lingering scratch marks over by 11, but that remains to be seen. It is indeed Despair. Is his time up? Unfortunately, we bugger up our blinks there and give Despair a little bit more room to rotate up map, and buy the survivors just a couple more precious seconds to get a reset through onto S and potentially pick up Zinshao. We see Ace rotating with the pickup onto Zinshao, but Baki realizing that he kind of just needs to commit to the down here. He does get the down on Despair. That will be a death at 3, and this is the type of pressure you need if you're a nurse on this map. And this is, I believe, the 5th hook with 3 fresh. I think we only need 1 more to win, Peaches. Oh, sorry, 1 more to tie, rather.
Yeah, 1 more to tie, 2 more to win. But, I mean, if he hooks S, then that would be the win, as that would be the 4th fresh. So, we see Zinshao making their way toward the top side. I believe that was S that was making their way toward the bottom. But I think like Becky's just happy with making sure that they've at least got the tie before they go for anyone else. And holy distance, we are able to make it all the way from 2 to 1, making our way to 12. Holding W as best as we can, trying to get whatever distance we can. And we do hit the dead hard through the ping. Very well played by Zinshao. And we do see the 3rd gen pop here. If there's any chase that needs to be long, this is one now. But of course, Becky is able to follow it up with another injury and a down onto Zinshao. Like I said, this is the tie, so if the survivors are able to unhook Zinshao before they go to Death Hook and pop all the gens to get out, then we would be moving on to our tiebreaker. But even just saying that sentence, it's extremely difficult to do, especially in the 3v1. And we do see S over making their way toward the edge map of 10, toward the bomb side. I think they're starting a path toward 8, and honestly, if Vaki really wanted to, they could just sit here right in front of the hook and wait for Zinshao to die, and that would be the win as well. But they're not going to play that way. They want to get even more blood, even more hooks and injuries. And we see Axe Kitty, that I believe they were trying to come in for the unhook, but with them going all the way toward 3, that allowed S to come from 10 to get the unhook onto Zinshao. So Vaki goes back to the hook, and I believe we're going to probably go for S finally. Whoa, hello. Going for it. Jump scared me there for a second. Try to stun Becky, but not quite able to connect. But eventually, we do still get the injury. But I think, Smunk, if you agree, I mean, as soon as we get this down, I mean, I think this might be the set win here for Longbottom.
Yeah, unless S was able to go for it and say we didn't. Okay, I thought we didn't see. I thought we didn't see Taeyong for a second, but no, we did. Unfortunately, we just missed our M1 swing there, and we do follow it up with a couple of blinks onto Axe Kitty, sending him packing on his way. He is our Beamer Demon of the match, but we are just slugging S. We're looking for someone else, seeing if Xin Xiao is still working that one generator, and that he is. We saw him out the corner of our eye, heading up map, up by 3 and 4 here, and we do get our potential double blink, but no, we get stuck on the rock here, flying Xin Xiao a good help. I'll put that thought in the can, actually, fuck that. Xin Xiao's up map now by Shaq. S picking himself up in the background. I believe that might have been unbreakable on the young man, but it could also have been Axe Kitty rotating back down map. It was indeed. He's got the brakes on lock and it has been burned. So, still playing for his win goal. He's at Tycoon at the moment. That being said, though, I think it's safe to say that Baki's got this in the bag. I don't see really a way how he can kind of fumble this and not get a single hook between now and the gens popping, but we do see the resets coming through in the background there. S has, I think, reset himself with the medkit. I think we saw Xin Xiao and Axe Kitty resetting themselves with self-care. But Becky's on the hunt now. He's looking for the reset position. We find some lingering scratches, and we find S once more and getting the tag there. And it looks like he's running into the 3-gen, which I don't really agree with this, but he's also deli, so it doesn't really matter that much because he can just deli and get onto a gen immediately, effectively. But going for the one blink safety blink there is Backy in, and just trying to get himself in a good position to where he can get a very nice and easy down onto S, and that will be committing. Getting that eruption there over by 1. Once again, we are slugging X. No, we are going to pick up on the X. Axe Kitty being fully reset in the background as well. I dare say Xin Xiao also likely to be resetting. Be getting reset as well, and as the game calls to a little bit of a screeching hold here, this will be the win for Longbottom, taking the series 2-0. Most people expected this, and that's not to say that, you know, IMO did terribly or IMO are a bad team, because they're not. They're a really fucking good team. I think outside of this series, they have won every single match up until now. It's just that Longbottom is, you know, it's Team Longbottom. It's the guys that have been playing comp for 5 years and have been winning all the OC tournaments. So, you know, go figure, right? That it's a tough set and you're going to struggle against it. But, you know, getting 6-3 on Nurse versus these guys is pretty damn good. Like, that's a really good result versus these blokes. But, just going to be dying corner now is Xin Xiao. Ideally, we pop one more gen and try and play around a 4K1 result, but now we're down to 2 people. One of our survivors has also delied himself, so he's going to be broken for 60 seconds. I think those are not Xin Xiao scratches, by the way, to the left. I think those are Axe Kitties. I can hear him running around too. Oh. If I'm mistaken. Yeah, it is Axe Kitty. He's there. He's there for the revenge blind. I guess trying to buy a little bit of time, trying to get back on him before S to pop another gen, maybe, Peaches? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I think they've accepted their fate. Maybe they were trying to buy time to pop that gen, but I don't think there's nearly enough pressure on the map to pop any sort of gen, especially look at that we get our turn back. Oh, actually, it looks like we'll just be doing our pop eruption or turn back the clock to get the blink onto get the down onto S. But yeah, if we get the pop eruption, nothing too crazy. Blink behind main, as that's where we saw S rotating previously, and yeah, we do see him in the distance of edge map 1, and we'd be taking this. Oh, not quite able to. Oh, 9 that sprint burst, very well played. Not quite able to connect there with the blink and the hit. Although they will be pathing back over to main, and Becky doesn't. Oh, it looks like they're trying to decide if they want to toward the bottom, take the chase on S, but they've opted to get the down onto S, and now they'll make their way toward the bottom, get the turn back the clock, and they do find Axe Kitty trying to work away at this generator. So this will more than likely, unless S has Unbreakable, this will be the final chase of the trial. Get a nice blink onto Axe, get the injury going, and taking the chase all the way over to 8, making a lot of very good distance over here, and holding this little check spot here, kind of picking out Backy just a little bit, and taking the chase right back toward the bottom. And yeah, this is a phenomenal chase. If we had this toward the beginning, I think we would have seen an even better result, but eventually Backy catches up, gets the down on Axe Kitty, and that will secure the 4K2 result for Longbottom. So huge congratulations to Longbottom taking the 2-0 victory over IMO. IMO played fantastic as well, like you pointed out. I mean, experience is just out of this world on the side of Longbottom. But yeah, I think that will be at least my piece before you and I leave the desk. Do you have anything else to say before we pass it off to Hunter and Chief for the next matchup?
But a ton, again, congratulations to Longbottom for taking the win 2-0. But IMO also played fantastic. As you said, you know, the experience gap